willkommen. Und wir machen hier auch gar nicht sehr lange rum. Heute spielen wir, sobald denn mein Stream das Spiel findet und euch zeigt. Lasst mich nicht lügen. Machen wir das Ganze so. Funktioniert das? Schauen wir mal. Ja, funktioniert. Wunderbar. Das ist doch schon mal ein ganz guter Anfang. So. Heute spielen wir. Moment mal. Wir machen das Ganze so. Dann dürftet ihr ein bisschen mehr sehen. Jawohl. Wir spielen wie Iron Oath ein Rundentaktikspiel. Moment, lass mich den Sound noch einen kleinen Ticken anpassen. Das geht noch ein bisschen besser. Vielleicht noch einen Ticken. Ja, so, oder? Nee. Moment. So, jetzt. Eine Mischung aus Rundentaktikspiel und mercenary Bilder, wenn man so will. Bei welcher man seine eigene Company, beziehungsweise seine eigene Mercenary-Gruppe, seine eigene Söldnergruppe anführt. Und durch die Welt streift. Alles in. Das Game selbst nutzt Pixel Art als Grafikstil. Wo ich jetzt nicht unbedingt der größte Fan von bin, aber manche Pixel Art sieht ganz cool aus. So. Achso, der schaltet immer automatisch wieder die Dings um. Was für ein Background brauchen wir denn? Das sieht doch eigentlich ganz cool aus. Können wir jetzt noch die Siegelsfarbe verändern? Weiß es mir persönlich nicht etwas zu hell? Das ist doch ganz cool. Und die Company nennen wir wie? Oh. Nennen wir uns die Howling Wolves. Warum nicht? Passt zum Siegel. Skip Tutorial Missions, please. Yes. Hab natürlich schon mal kurz reingespielt für die Tutorial-Erklärung. So, und dann starten wir. Ich würde sagen, mit der normalen, mit Purple Heart. In an era all but forgotten, the gods once lived alongside humanity in the heart of Caelum. However, an unknown cataclysmic event plunged the world into a dark age. History was lost to time, and so too were the gods. In their absence, a rebuilding humanity was left to contend with the emergence of a great being of darkness from the void. Every few decades, in an event called the Scourge, the dragon's arrival would bring death and disease to the land. Those afflicted by the dragon's blight would lose their minds and bodies as they slowly became abominations of flesh and outcasts to society, known as the Blighted. Despite centuries of efforts from the Vanguard Order and the realm's greatest heroes, no lasting victory against the dragon could be achieved. Oh, jetzt habe ich Schluck auf, verdammt. Lasst mich einen Schluck zu mir nehmen. Humanity has now come to accept the inevitability of the Scourge as part of life. enduring or in some cases thriving despite it. With whispers of an impending scourge circulating, you and your company find yourself in a burial crypt not far from the city of Andilon. A simple retrieval of smuggled supplies, or at least that's what your employee had promised. Okay. Ich glaube, das ist das Intro für die Tutorial-Mission gewesen, die wir ja nun geskippt haben. So. As the last light of day begins. As the last light of day. Schreibt man das echt so? Würde man nicht off the day sein? Naja, egal. As the last light of day begins to fade, you spot your company's camp not far ahead with flickering flames of bonfires dancing against the darkening sky above the horizon. You stroll into camp, the celebrations of Van's retirement already well underway. After many hours of swapping stories and sharing drinks, all eyes fall on Van as he steps atop a nearby crate with a drink in hand, raising his voice to pierce through the ruckus. Now you all know I'm not one for lengthy speeches, but I'd just like to say that it's been an honor to fight alongside each of you over the years. I dare say that I even consider some of you among my friends. He grins, met by a chorus of laughs and cheers. It hasn't been an easy road, but I've been a fortunate man. Not everyone gets out of a mercenary life on their own terms. I hope you all, one day, get the same chance. He raises his cup in a toast. To you, my friends, there has never been a finer company. Hear, hear. The crowd responds with a burst of applause and cheers, enthusiastically raising their drinks and sending a shower of ale through the air. Your gaze is met by Van as he points his cup toward you, and you nod your head in friendly acknowledgement before turning about and striding off to find your tent. With the celebration continuing in your absence, you brush aside the flap to your tent and settle inside, discarding your weaponry and tossing it near your bedroll. You turn to find Alaric in your presence, no doubt eager to discuss business. Hope I'm not disturbing you, Sire. Oder ist es Sire? Nee, es ist Sir, ne? Sire würde mit dem E enden. Ich bin mir nicht sicher, aber Sir. Hey! Kein so harter Autoscroll, bitte. I was on my way to pay the horses a visit and prepare us for tomorrow's travel. He gestures to the pack slug around your shoulder, containing the contraband you recently retrieved. It's probably best if I stored those vials in one of our carriages. You gently slide the pack off your shoulder and place it in his upturned hand. Well then, I'd best take care of this. He nods respectfully and turns, pushing aside the tent flap with an outstretched arm and briskly walking out into the night. You turn your attention to your desk, its surface covered with disorganized papers and maps, illuminated by the faint glow of a candle. Pulling up a stool, you sit down and begin to pore over one of the maps. Charting out tomorrow's course, from outside the sound of laughter and poorly played music drifts into your tent. At some time, with the celebrations audibly winding down, you step outside your tent and into the cool evening air. Van approaches your side, mounted atop a horse. Despite the smile on his face, there is a trace of sadness in his eyes. Habe ich mich gerade echt verbrannt. Volldepp. It's time then. Aye. He leans down and pats the side of his horse. Got my saddle loaded up. Figured I'd sneak out without making a big fuss. He rises from his seat and dismounts, turning to face you with one hand extended. Just wanted to say thank, boss. For everything. Richtig mies den Finger verbrannt. Ey, scheiße. Sekunde. Game-Kühlung dafür aktivieren. So. You return the gesture with a smile, gripping his hand and giving it a firm shake. Any chance I can convince you to stay? He steps back and chuckles. If you'd have asked last week, maybe, but this last job cleared any doubts I had. I survived this long. Reckon I'd be a fool to press my luck any further. Fair enough, friend. We'll always have a place for you if you change your mind. You hear a shout and turn to see Ulrich stepping towards you, his young nephew in tow. Sorry to interrupt, he tilts his head, gesturing behind him, but Gedrick here wanted to see you off. Is that so? Vaughn smiles, stepping toward the boy and slapping a hand down on his shoulder. I know we haven't finished your training, but your uncle's more than capable of finishing the job. I know that. He looks up, conveying admiration. I'm going to miss you, though. Vaughn grins, reaching out to tussle the boy's hair, and I you. I've half a mind to send him with you. Less danger on a farm, and God know your old bones could use the help. Ha! There's a few good deers in me yet. But you're both welcome to visit any time. He exhales deeply, stealing a glance toward the road. I'd best get going then. Take care of yourself, would you? He nods farewell, turning towards his horse and hoisting himself into the saddle. Clicking his heels, the horse trots off, and you watch him disappear into the dark of night, illuminated only by the moonlight above. You and Ulrich glance back at the sound of approaching footsteps to find Thorin wedging himself between the two of you, his heavy hands firmly planted on each of your shoulders. Company won't be the same without him, I'm afraid. Indeed, it won't. As Ulrich and Thorin take their leave, you look around the camp, surveying the aftermath of the festivities. Aside from a few inebriated men and women who remain slumped by the fires, it seems that most have turned in for the night. With days of travel yet ahead, you think it's wise to follow suit. You bolt upright from your sleep, awakened by the blares of a horn from somewhere in your camp, an alarm being raised. The sound of a frenzied battle are all around you, and you scramble out of your bedroll, taking up a nearby sword. Alaric bursts into your tent, on an orange glow briefly visible behind him as the flap is flung aside. Sir, we're under attack. Winded, he takes in a few deep breaths. There was no warning. The horses, the carriage. He raises his hand, trembling with frustration. Everything being taken. We need to regroup with the others. Have you seen Ulrich? Alaric wipes the sweat from his brow, shaking his head. Couldn't find him with his nephew, I hope. You meet Alaric's eyes and nod in agreement. With a firm grip on your sword, you step past him, reaching your other hand towards the tent flap and preparing to step outside. You glance over your shoulder. Let's move, stay close. You emerge from your tent, head on a swivel as you attempt to survey the situation. The camp is almost entirely ablaze. Heat and smoke stinging your eyes and obscuring your vision. You make your way ahead, your feet suddenly catching on something as you fall forward and scramble to stay upright. Recovering, you steal a glance backward at the obstruction, one of your companions, dead. An arrow flies by you, narrowly missing, but finding a target nonetheless. Ivric screams out in pain behind you, legs collapsing under him as he falls hard to the ground. You turn back, reach out a hand to pull him up, but he waves you off. Leave me, I be no use in a fight. You follow his gaze down to his leg, a blood-covered arrow struck through it. Go! You turn and continue onward, staying low to the ground as you move, eyes scanning for any friendly faces through the smoke. Not 50 yards ahead, you spot 4 of your companions through the haze. Huddled together with weapons drawn against an overwhelming number of assailants. Sucking air into your burning lungs, you urge your legs forward in a desperate attempt to reach them. As a figure suddenly appears from the corner of your eye, and with a flash of pain, the world goes dark. Oh. Also, ich muss sagen, das Intro, dafür, dass es komplett zu lesen ist verdammt lang. Es ist verdammt viel zu lesen. Surrounded, Lizelle's head wipes around, searching frantically for any possible escape as the raiders edge close. Beyond the ring of enemies, Thorin and a few other familiar faces emerge from the darkness with bloodied weapons drawn, though they don't seem inclined to make any urgent use of them. What are you waiting for, Thorin? Help us! The raiders eye Thorin as he confidently steps among them. Each seemingly unconcerned by his presence, perhaps even emboldened by it. Sorry, friends. A twisted smirk forms at the corner of his mouth as he slides an arrow from his quiver. We'll make this quick. Okay, wir werden halt gut, wir werden halt betrogen. Ja. Ein relativer Standardeinstieg in so Spielen, allerdings I don't care anything an diesem Punkt, weil ich weder die Charakter kenne, die ich jetzt in meiner Gruppe habe, noch den Typen, der mich betrügt, noch sonst was. Es existiert keine Verbindung. Aerie. Giselle glares at Thorin with wild fury in their eyes, arms trembling as they level their weapon toward him. You damn traitors, have you no honor? Thorin scoffs. Honor achieves little in this world. Glancing sideways at his accomplices, he raises a hand, signaling them to attack. I trust your lot can handle the rest, spare no one. So, dann schauen wir doch mal. Wir haben hier 6 Gegner, wenn ich das richtig sehe. Jupp, und davon sind 1, 2, 4 mehr oder minder Melee und 2 Ranged. Okay. Dann geh du mal hier hin. So. Komm hier. Cast diesen Schild. Nice. Du hier hin. So, du hast dieses Conduit, was ein Charge Attack ist. Der löst dann hier aus. Ist in Ordnung. Ah, 91% Hitchance. Ja, komm, das schaffst du. Sehr schön. Wir können auch nach einem Attack nicht moven. Das heißt, wenn wir moven wollen, müssen wir das vor einem Attack machen. Das ist auch schon mal gut zu wissen. 70% Chance, jawohl. Ja. Oh ja, der crittet. Frechheit. Du hast Arclight. Hits for Prime Attack, Arcs to all adjacent targets. Ah, okay. Ihn. Mal hier rum. Und erledige den Archer. Danke. Autsch. Ah, die pullt sie hier rum. Heil dich mal. Hätte ich mir fast bei der Art der Waffe schon denken können, dass das so ein Pull ist. So. Moment. Können Sie doch sicher da reintreten, ne? Ja, können wir. Anscheinend hat sie das irgendwie widerstanden. Von hier. Du greifst ihn an. Frechheit. Probieren wir das Ganze nochmal. Ah doch, sie kriegt einfach ein bisschen extra Damage. Aber in Ordnung. 73, 78. Nimm erst sie. Und du kannst ihn erledigen, oder? Mit einem Crit sogar. Sweet. Sweet. So. Ah, okay, wenn man das Tutorial nicht spielt, sind die auch komplett Level 1. Das heißt, theoretisch kann man das Tutorial nutzen, um zu leveln. I see, was haben wir denn da? Weak Ale. Restores Morale. Area cleared. Hier kann man sehen, wie viel Damage die ausgeteilt haben. Killing Blows. Oh. Provisions werden refunded in Geld. Opening your eyes, you find yourself sprawled on the ground with a mouthful of dirt and a throbbing ache in your head. Hey, mein Schlucker. Despite the ringing in your ears, you can hear a muffled voice calling out. A hand grips your shoulder and you jerk at the crutch, clawing at the ground and scrambling onto your back. Easy now. You exhale with relief at the sight of Yurik leaning over you. The early morning light shining upon his blood-splattered face and garments. You straighten up and you grab hold of his extended arm. Gripping tight as he pulls you upright, regaining your senses, you look out at the smoking remains of your camp. Anything not taken by the raiders has been taken by the fire. Not much left, is there? The bastards took everything. He closes his eyes, lowering his head and sighing deeply. It was Thorin, sir. He betrayed us. Thorin, are you sure? Wasn't alone either. Daemont, Innos, Nira. His fingers clench into trembling fists. All fucking traitors. Ich liebe es immerhin schwören. Immerhin. Bah. Nicht schwören. Wie heißt es? Jetzt fällt mir das Wort nicht ein. Are you kidding me? Beleidigen, ja. Man kann auch beleidigen sein. Fluchen. Fluchen sie. Through the anger, you notice a sadness in his eyes and realize suddenly that his nephew isn't present. Where's Gedrick? Eirik glances down, slowly shaking his head. Don't know for certain, but I fear he's dead. I was with him when the attack started, but we ran into trouble. Told the boy to run, but don't remember much else, I'm afraid. Woke up to Eirik dragging me out from under a pile of bodies. Eirik's alive? Are there any others? Aye, he's alive. Managed to find a place to hide and patch himself up. I told him to stay off his feet, but he's out there limping around, trying to salvage what he can. Thankfully there's a few others too. Seems they managed to kill a whole group of the bastards. I'm afraid that's all though. You turn to see Eirik emerging from a half-burnt tent, limping your way and being helped along by the other survivors of your company. A relieved smile forms on all their faces at the sight of you. Gods, we're glad to see you, sir. He glances at Yurik. Have you shared the news? I did. Eirik fumbles inside his coat, pulling out a few slightly scorched papers. I found some correspondence in one of their tents. They had been planning this for months. Giselle mutters under their breath. Traitorous bastards. Any idea who they were working with? I'm afraid not. Certainly more than just a ragtag group of thieves. They were too well armed and too well organized. Yurik scoffs with disgust, leaning over to spit on the ground. A group of cowards, I say. Easy to achieve victory when half our troops passed out drunk. No doubt Thorin and them were counting on that fact, the spineless pricks. I never did like Thorin none, always felt uneasy around him. Eirik furrows his brows, a thought creeping into his mind. I can hardly stomach the notion, but could Van have been involved? Yurik waves a dismissive hand. Not a chance. I know he and Thorin got on well enough, but the man's as loyal as they come. I'm just glad he wasn't here for this. We've lost too much already. Regardless of who's involved, there's little we can do about it, at least for now. So what's our plan, boss? You know I'll follow you anywhere, but I promised my sister I'd look after Gedrick. If he's somehow alive, I need to find him, and if he's not, well, us putting those traitors into the ground will have suffice. Yep, also die landen auf jeden Fall 6 feet under. Eirik places a calming hand on Yurik's shoulder. The boss is right. Ah, schon wieder der Schluck auf. We've little choice in the matter. I understand you want vengeance, so do I, but we haven't the manpower or the means to seek it right now, and doing so would only get us killed. If we're going to do this, we need to first restore our numbers, then I promise we'll hunt those traitors down. You look around at your companies, renewed purpose in each of their eyes as they all nod in agreement. Right then, we'd best travel light. It's a long walk to Andilon. As our caravan travels throughout the world, time will progress. Supplies and general upkeep can be expensive, and every day that passes will cost us coins. Okay, every day. In the top right corner are the navigation controls, allowing you to advance to the next day, stop traveling, and adjust the speed of your caravan. Given the situation, we can't afford a long journey. We should make our way to the city of Andorlion. Daily Upkeep. Und alle, dann muss man immer wieder den Unterhalt für die zahlen. Okay. Dann machen wir uns doch erstmal nach Andilon auf. After many long days on the road, you and your companions breathe a collective sigh of relief upon entering the city limits of Andilon. The streets are bustling with traffic, and though it does seem to be business as usual, you can't help but sense an uneasing among the people. Yurik seems to pick up on it as well, and with narrowed eyes he looks up to the sky. The days are growing darker for sure. No doubt they're all concerned about the Scourge. Can't say I blame them. The Scourge is a global event that occurs every few decades, in which the dragon, Drachen, nice, accompanied by demonic hordes from the voids, return to the mortal realm, attacking cities and inflict the blight upon their inhabitants. On the bright side, there will be no shortage of work available for us, or to us, but for now, we could all do with a few days rest. I believe the inn is this way. Ja, Rasten ist nie verkehrt. With the morning sun shining into your room at the inn, you rise from your bed, pleased to find your body finally free of its many aches. Aches? Aches? I don't know. Gathering your belongings, you walk down the creaking stairs to the ground floor, spotting your companions already seated at a table and breaking their fast. Morning, sir. You're looking a sight better. Come, he gestures to the seat beside him with one hand, taking up a spoonful of porridge with the other. Sit, eat. Across the table, Alaric tears off a piece of bread and hands it to you. We were just discussing our next trades off as a man approaches the table. Your previous employee, Caelum, sporting a puzzled look upon his face. I must say I'm surprised to see you here. I heard about the battle. Heard you were dead, in fact. Yes, here you are. Nay, yet here you are. Heard it from who? Your associate. Thorin, that was it. Tall bastard he was. Said your entire company was killed in an ambush and that he was lucky to be alive. Anyway, he brought me the vials, so we concluded our business and he went on his way. You just believe this story? Truth be told, no. I could tell he was hiding something, but I wasn't about to refuse the man. I suspect he could rip me apart with his bare hands where he's so inclined. Was there anyone else with him? A boy of 15 years. He had a few companions, from what I saw, none of that young, however. Any idea where they were headed? I don't know that either, I'm afraid. But it seemed they were each going their separate ways. Retiring, perhaps. They certainly can afford it, having stolen everything from us. So they betrayed you and stole your fortune, did they? I'm sorry for that, but perhaps we can help each other out. You have a job for us? More of an arrangement. Caelum leans in closer, placing an elbow on the table. I've been looking to expand my business across Caelum, but the roads are a dangerous place, as you well know. And I'm in need of a permanent guard. In return, I would offer you a discount on all my wares, potions, elixirs, and the like. I'm sure they'd be of great use in your line of work. To be clear, I would not interfere with the operation of your company, of that you can be sure. In fact, I care not where we travel, just so long as there are buyers for me to sell to. He leans back, spreading his hands across the table. So what do you think? Sounds like a fair proposal. I accept your offer. Excellent, then consider me at your service, my friends. And as I said, where we go is entirely up to you. There's one problem, however. We simply can't afford to travel anywhere at the moment, not to mention we are without carriages and horses. You've certainly had a rough go of it, huh? He waves a hand. No matter, I can supply both horses and carriages. As for funds, I hear the local vanguard have their hands full at the moment. I suspect you might find some work with them. Just don't mention my other activities. There would be none too pleased to learn of the vials in my possession. The Vanguard, an ancient order that is tasked with defending the mortal realm against all natural evil. They were established during the Dark Age by Tyr, the first king of the now dissolved kingdom of Caelum. The Vanguard have garrisons all across Caelum, with their main headquarters situations in the northern hold. Thanks for the tip, we'll go and see them. I have preparations to make then, I'll await you at the gates. You know, sir, I was thinking it might be wise to retire the company name. So long as those traitors think us dead, we'll have an easier time rebuilding our numbers. And when we're ready to strike back against them, it will be us with the upper hand. He's right, I reckon. Best not to draw any extra attention ourselves, as we can help it. Any idea for a name, boss? Howling Wolves always had a nice ring to it, I thought. Ah. I believe that will suit as well. When visiting a city, you can view available contracts by clicking one on the contract banner at the top of the screen. The icon on the banner tells you which faction is offering the contract, and completing it will increase your reputation with them. We are hardly in a position to be picky now. I say we take whatever job the Vanguard had offered us. Okay. Bounties completed. Das Prologzeug, okay. Dann haben wir hier okay, Storage, Reputation. Es gibt Houses. Wahrscheinlich die jeweiligen die Fraktionen sind das, oder? Circle of the Magi. Cities. Okay, die Städte gibt es separat. Es gibt Fraktionen und es gibt Houses. Wahrscheinlich sowas wie Adelshäuser, I guess. Council will be added in a future early access update. Company upgrades. I have multitasking. Hence, increase roster capacity bis zu 15, okay. Salary cost reduction nie verkehrt. Gear durability auch nicht verkehrt. Teambuilding. Okay. Horse training increased travel speed. Draft horse increased company carrying capacity by 10. Okay. Was ist das hier? I guess, huh? Okay, und hier haben wir Company History. Gold Earns. Okay. Dann die Mission. Back on your feet. Pick up some work from some local Vanguard representative. At ease, soldiers, let them through. My apologies, things are rather tense around here, as you can tell. Is there something you need? I've heard you could use a hand. An understatement, but you've heard correctly. I'm sure you've noticed the days growing darker of late. They say the scourge is coming, but in truth, it has already begun. We've been receiving increasing reports of void spawn in the area, and we're scrambling to respond to each. Any help you could provide is most welcome and will be rewarded, of course. What do you need us to do? A group of refugees is fleeing from a small village just south of us. I had dispatched a unit to aid them, but with the number of void spawn that was reported, I fear their presence won't be enough. I would ask that you travel south, link up with them, and ensure the refugees arrive here safely. This will point you in the right direction. Good luck. Okay, accept. Looks like we've got our work cut out for us. Before we depart, might I suggest hiring some fresh recruits at the inn? I'm sure there are more than a few capable mercenaries available. So. A list of all available recruits. As time passes, new recruits will appear. You can view information by clicking on the icon on the left. Okay. Novice Huntress, Novice Pugilist. Kann ich denn hier irgendwie auch gleichzeitig checken, wer Part meiner Truppe ist? Ne, das geht nur hier, ne? Pyrolancer. Guarding Novice Pugilist Stormcaller. Okay. Relationship with his allies. Contract. Contract length partner status. Ah. Bonus. Cancel. Okay. Pyrolancer, was ist denn ein Pyrolancer? Was macht der denn? Fires that can control and shape the battlefield. At close range, they are capable of devastating enemies with a flame-powered lance. Okay, guarding novice. Armed with a wholly convicted guardian, is uniquely suited to healing and aiding her allies, for she remains more than capable of punishing her enemies. Summons the violent forces of nature to do their bidding using lightning and wind to dispatch their enemies in short, due to their vulnerability. Okay. Ailments. Sagt mir jetzt nichts. Sometimes can act cruel. Okay, Effect Dialogues. 25% weniger Fatigue. Loyalty 10%. It could potentially backfire. Blanked. Ah, und hier kann man die Dings sehen. Skills. Okay. Okay, so im Recruit. Purgilist haben wir, aber dann können wir noch. Blessed by the Nardin god Vismir, Valkyries are formidable shield mains who excel on the front lines where they can best protect their allies. Okay. With trusty bow in hand, the huntress can pick off her enemies from afar, employing a wide range of abilities that bring them to their knees. Oh. Feuer, hä? Moment. Adds 1 to sprint, finds 10% extra coins. Quick to act impulsive. Willing to stick up for others. Oh. Ah, die sehen doch gut aus. Haben wir einmalig die 170? 117? Wie viel haben wir denn? 119, ja. Ich schätze mal, wir gehen eher damit. Nämlich relativ teuer. Marketplace. Die haben nichts zum Handeln. Das ist natürlich ärgerlich. Aber gut, dann machen wir uns mal auf den Weg. Yes, please. Travel ahead. After they spent on the road. Ich werde die genauen Intros nicht lesen. So long as they've stuck to the road, we should be finding them soon. They've thrown into the distance, one way or another. Please help us, our cavalry's under attack. Are the vanguard with you? They are, but they are outnumbered. We should hurry. Locate and assist the vanguard. I take it you've been sent to help. There will be more of them, of that I'm sure. An officer from Endylon hired us to assist you. That's a relief. We were too few to begin with. Truth be told, it's a miracle we haven't lost anyone yet. Still, with your help, all those folks might just make it. Sir, more demons, fast approaching. Shit! You're there, go with the refugees. We'll hold off this bastard as Los Angeles can. We'll protect them. Good luck. Protect the refugees and flee. The soldier's nod and slams his visor down. He whips around, drawing his spear. Okay. Lowering his spyglass, Eric mumbles something under his breath as he frowns at the distant horizon. He turns to you with a slight... with a slight shake of his head, a troubled look on his face. They are still following, sir. More of them, in fact. At the rate they are gaining, I suspect they'll be all over us by nightfall. He digs around in his satchel and produces a map, unfurling it and carefully tracing a finger along the canvas. There's a cave system not far from here. It will take us closer to Endylon and hopefully provide shelter from those demons. A cave! I'd rather stay above ground than get trapped underneath it. We've no guarantee of safety down there. It's no ideal, but it's a risk we'll have to take. Giselle turns away, grumbling inaudibly as they stomp off. Appearing beside you, Baron places a reassuring hand on your shoulder and puts off a sigh. Can't please everyone, sir, but I reckon it's the right choice. We've no idea what awaits us down in those caves, it's true, but we know damn well the danger we face up here. You can select up to 4 characters when forming a party. It is important to consider the status of each. Well rested. Okay, Bonus Power und XP. Available hat keine Auswirkungen. Fatigued ist negativ. Injured hat spezifische und unavailable ist gar nicht möglich. Okay. Du? Die Valkyrie, du und der Mage, würde ich sagen. Yes. Before entering a dungeon, you will be able to purchase provisions to bring with you. By default, unused provisions at the end of the dungeons are refunded for 50% of their cost. This amount can be increased with company upgrades. Average Preis 60. Eieieiei. Und wir haben nicht wirklich viel Geld, ne? Machen wir das Ganze ohne. Standing alongside the cave's entrance, you motion to the weary refugees as they fill past you, encouraging them to quicken their pace. With everyone inside, you look back to the plain on last time, frowning at the approaching void spawn, now clearly visible to the naked eye. Okay. As you enter the depths, a shriek at the front of the column causes a commotion. You push your way through the crowd to see a mutilated animal slumped on the ground, Yurik already down on their knees and examining the wounds. They turn and look up to you, scratching their brow with a puzzled expression. Could have been demons, but I can't say for certain. Not the work of any human, anyway. Regardless, we are obviously not alone down here. Let's treat carefully then. Oh. Interessant, so. Oh man. 2 steps und dann... Combat Loot, Hazard, NPC, Boss Fight, Objective. Haben wir hier so ein bisschen watchen? Ah, hier passiert was. You stop for a moment, overcome by a strong feeling that someone or something is watching you. I have a feeling we are not alone here. Check the area. You fan out to search your surroundings. On the edge of your vision, you spot a shadowy figure emerging from the shadows. Charging in your direction, he stops dead in his tracks as your eyes meet. A thief, perhaps hoping to catch you off guard. What do you want? A thief, kill him! Better safe than sorry. Without hesitation, one of your comrades charges at the man and buries a dagger into his chest. Before he can even react, the man's eyes bulge and he collapses, gasping a blood pours from his wound. A truly gruesome end. The rifle through the man's meager possession, taking only what it's worth while I receive weak ale. Okay. Ah, hier ist ein Combat jetzt. Und das ist ein Überraschungsangriff, oder? During the deployment phase, you're able to reposition your party. Oh, es ist kein Überfall, das ist schon mal gut. Dark, Charm und 4. Okay. Aber genauer ansehen, was sie können, kann ich mir nicht. So, du bist die Valkyrie, oder? Ja. All characters' gear comes with a durability. With enough use, gear will eventually break and turn into scrap. The mission will not break until the mission is completed. Okay. Was kann sie denn? Aegis. Taunt all adjacent enemy and increase her defense by 40%. Ah, not too bad. Grant target plus 50% power and 1 movement for 1 round. Restore 5 moral to itself and her target. Okay. Also wirklich ein Tank einfach nur. Was ist mit dir, meine Liebe? Overwatch. Channel until her next turn, performing a basic attack on any enemy that moves within 2 cells of her position. The channel ends if 2 enemies are hit. Okay. Aim in any direction and channel for 5 turns. Damage all enemies along the designated trajectory. Ah, und du warst der Stormcaller, ne? Genau. Meine Liebe, komm mal hier runter. So. Und die schon mal nicht weglaufen. Kannst du? Blazing Lance. Mark a vase and sell with a fire trap. Okay. Deal damage to 2 targets in a row. Okay. Count target for 1 round. Interessant. Brauchst du aber in diesem Fall noch gar nicht. Select das Target. Huh. Not too bad, not too bad. Erledige den. Kannst du die erledigen, oder? Jawohl. Sehr schön. Ähm, 100% Hit. Okay. Macht aber nicht so unendlich viel Damage, die gute, ne? Es dauert halt länger zu laden alles. Der Defense bei Fortune. Macht jetzt auch nicht so umwerfend viel Schaden. Moment. Ein zu weit weg. Dann gib ihm einfach einen mit. Ah. Ja, du wirst auch angegriffen, wenn du da rausläufst, ne? Also warte mal ab. Jetzt will der Sack explodieren oder was? Nee, so aber nicht. So haben wir nicht gewettet. Oh. Ohne Bandage. Stabilize injuries, dispel bleed and restore a small amount of health. Okay, klingt schon mal ganz gut. Wenn wir jetzt hier campen. During longer missions, you can make camp in order to rest your party and apply various bonuses. Camping does not cost time and instead resets the meter to 0. Some locations are safer than others. We should pick a spot that has fewer points of entry. Nee, confirm. Mhm. Ihr beide werdet den Lookout nicht unbedingt brauchen. Wie viele Punkte haben wir? 15. Vitality. For every battle, recover one ability charge at random. Cover 10 Morale. Ja, warum nicht? Machen wir das doch mal so. Ja. Wir gehen Camping. Okay, das ist ein bisschen wie in Dings. Darkest Dungeon also. Alright. As you continue through the dark passages, Alaric strolls alongside you, taking a glance back at the rest of the column before leaning in close. There's no telling how long this cave extends. I hope it will carry us to safety. Everyone has had quite a journey. I agree, let's continue onwards. So, mit Rechtsklick können wir quasi die nächsten Felder erkunden. Ach, hier ist nichts. Das ist ja fies. Oh. Ah. Nutz mal das Overwatch. Komm erstmal hier hin. Von hier. Move, undo movement, use item. Flanked, leaded. Mach mal das Aegis-Ding. Danke. Ich würde es sehr appreciaten, wenn ihr sie nicht töten würdet. Ah, damit. Idiot. Das hätte nicht sein müssen. Die ist ja am Bleeden gewesen. Injuries. Can it cure from critical hits or when a character is low on health? If a character sustains an injury, you can use a bandage to stabilize them and prevent the injuries from worsening. If you continue fighting with an unstabilized injury, the severity of it can increase. When a character's health drops to 0 in combat, they will enter a bleed out state and their health value will be replaced by a bleed out pool. This pool is persistent throughout the course of a dungeon. The bleed out pool will drop by 1 on their turn. And from attacks suffered. Permanent death will occur if the pool is depleted. To recover a character from the bleeding state, you can heal them with provisions, such as bandages or health potions, using a healing ability, or have an ally pick them up by moving onto their location. Minus to movement and sprint. With chance to be ambushed. Wait. Achso, das ist der letzte Turn, ne? Level ups. A character gains enough XP, they will level up and receive attribute points and ability points. Physique, fitness, blah 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 blah. Classic, each one contributes differently to your character's combat statistics. Each class specializes in 2 attributes. Increase their power, this is by the bronze star. Ability points are used to upgrade or alter the effects of a character's abilities. By leveling up, you'll be able to unlock new abilities for each character. Each class has 6 abilities, so they can only equip 4 at a time. You are not required to spend your points right away, okay. Insight, increased critical damage and perception, increased critical chance and accuracy. Ich würde mal sagen Mind. Und dann? Upgrade Ability. Steht aber nicht, weshalb die noch geschlossen ist, ha? Naja, okay. A Ball of Lightning. Increased range, channel speed up. Increased damage. A4. And 1 charge. Increased range. And 1 charge. Nehmen wir mal den Charge noch mit. Apply. Okay. Confirm. Okay, was haben wir hier? 0 Beast Thief. Und Scrap. Okay. Ja. Immer die Bandage zumindest mit. Ein Tank, der nicht gut tanken kann, das ist immer so eine risky Nummer. Deadly contraptions. You've noticed that the traps here seem to be more sophisticated. Best remind everyone to be careful. Traps deal double damage. Various time modifiers will present new challenges for you to overcome. With each time modifier applied, your party will slowly become unnerved and suffer small loss to morale. Due to these factors, it's important to be efficient and spend your time wisely. Next to a timer, yeah. Schauen wir mal ein bisschen voraus. Oh, eine Treasure. A lone satchel catches your eyes on the ground ahead. Though small, it doesn't appear empty and may contain something of worth. Open it. Received antidote. Received scraps 2 times. Okay. Das ist ein Bossfight. Okay. Ich habe nichts zum Heilen dabei, ne? Nee. Ich könnte nur Moral ein bisschen erhöhen, aber ich glaube, das bringt gerade nicht viel. Achso, sie hat auch keinerlei Armor dabei. Logischerweise ist das natürlich dann auch nicht umwerfend, ne? Alaric fumbled with his map beside you, trying to make out the details by torchlight. I do believe we are near the exit, sir. On your other side, Rosalind's arm suddenly just out in front. Her hand held out to stop you, the other pointing at. Do you see that? A dark figure looms ahead of you, its features obscured by the darkness, but its nature is nonetheless clear. Rosalinde lowers her arm, reaching instead for a weapon and setting her feet. That is no ordinary demon. Attack! Spectral Soul Piercer, okay. Immunitäten gegen Bleeden, okay. Ah, wobei, ne, hier hin. Du hier, so. Hauptsache schon mal für 104 ordentlich reingeböllert, ne? Interessant. Attacke. Wenn du ihm 50 Power gewährst, ne, dann kann er doch sicher hier ordentlich Damage anrichten. Oh yeah. No uses remaining. Ah, das ist natürlich schlecht. Stop it! Ah, der ist nicht erlaubt, sich zu bewegen oder so, ha? Nee. Echt kacke. Wollen wir scheint ja noch nah genug ranzukommen. Dass ich nichts machen kann damit. Dammit. Oder ist sie endgültig tot? Hä? Warum kann der sich denn... Unable to move or sprint forever oder was? Das ist ja frech. So, der Dread Knight. Ja, so. Das sieht ganz gut aus. Hit, please. Jawohl. Und den Dread Knight auch. Ne, Valkyrie ist ja leider jetzt gestorben. Huntress hat das Level Up. Physik erhöht, Crit Damage, Health und Evasion. Finesse, Accuracy, Crit Chance und Evasion. Power 4,2. Okay, das bleibt sich gleich. Was hat sie denn noch? Target an adjacent enemy and tumble backwards away from their position, routing the target for 1 round. Must first level up and unlock visibility. Achso, ist das vielleicht Level, weiß ich nicht, 4 oder so, wird das dann freigeschaltet, I guess, huh? Okay, wir nehmen mal beides lieber zu Punkt. Volley. Potency, increased damage, armor piercing, bypass defense, charge, channel speed. Da hätte ich doch ganz gerne die erhöhte Channel Speed, oder? Das macht doch erstmal Sinn, oder nicht? Confirm that Level Up. Das nehmen wir auch mit. Okay. A faint ray of light can be seen. Up ahead, motivating everyone to quicken their pace ever so slightly. You pause as you round the next corner, your eyes adjusting to the dim light. Being cast from the surface, the refugees behind you all breathe a collective sigh of relief. For all are well aware that the journey is not yet over. Never has grey skies brought so much relief. To Undillon then. Let's head out, still lots of ground to cover. Ja, ich würde auch rausgehen, denn eine meiner Mitarbeiterinnen ist verstorben in diesem Kampf. 12 Money gemacht, I guess. Soll das heißen. Noch mal ein bisschen gemacht. Okay. You emerge from the cavern, a few of the refugees hesitantly approaching you to offer their nervous gratitude. You give them a faint smile before shifting your focus on the outstretched plains before you, glancing sideways at Alaric, who is doing the same. We've done well, sir, against all odds. Undillon is still a few days out, but I suspect the worst is behind us. Let us collect that reward then, shall we? Okay, klingt gut eigentlich. A group of riders fast approaching from just up the road, bearing the vanguard signal. There you are, with all the void spawn crawling about these parts, I was beginning to fear the worst. What of my men? Ja, was ist mit denen? All that I fear, for we can't be certain. They fought valiantly, bought us time to get away. Gain 2 with Vanguard Keep. I see. It never gets easier sending soldiers to their deaths, but you keep these people safe, so at least some good came to their sacrifice. Come, we accompany you to Undillon and get your payment sorted. There's another matter we could use your help with, but we'll discuss that later. Okay, dann möge man mich dorthin gehen lassen. So. Please come, we have much to discuss. You look a sight better when Then when I last saw you, you are all well rested, I hope. We still have a need for your talents where you're feeling ready. But first there's the matter of your payment. He places a hand on the chest. You've done a great deed for us. Many have you to thank you for your life. What was it we had agreed on then? 550? I believe that was the price, yes. The next matter at hand then. We were recently made aware of a nearby void breach, and the party I had dispatched in response has yet to report back. Our forces are already stretched thin, trying to stifle the void's born presence in this area. So I was wondering if we might employ your service once again, assuming you're ready. We're here to help. What do you need? I had hoped as much. Report indicates that the void breach is located here. Thankfully it is underground and somewhat secluded. But until it can be closed, it remains a dangerous nonetheless. The Scourge has thrown more than enough demons and wraiths at our way. A little gift courtesy of our allies within the circle. Once you've located the breach, toss this in and it should destabilize. The magic in here is beyond my understanding, but I've been assured it will do the job. The contents are highly volatile, so take great care in handling it. Basically schmeißen wir also eine Bombe ins Loch. As for other dangers, the disappearance of my man suggests that the place will be crawling with voidspawn, especially as you're near the breach itself. I know we're asking a lot, but our backs are up against it here. Rest assured you will be well paid if you can manage to pull it off. Glad to hear it. One last thing, I know you're short on numbers, so it may serve you to visit the inn. In my experience, there's always one or two capable-looking folk just sitting around waiting for an excuse to fight. Just thought I mentioned it. When you complete a contract, you will be rewarded with both renown and reputation. Renown is a measure of your overall fame within the world. As your renown grows, you will be trusted with more difficult contracts and gain access to better recruits. Additionally, you will gain renown points which can be spent on company upgrades. Reputation measures your relationship with each noble house and city. When you complete a contract and make certain choices, your reputation will change accordingly. Having high reputation can lead to lower prices on services and wares and unlock additional contract types. Okay. We've acquired another renown pulse, so we should look into some upgrades for the company. Yes. Back on your feet. Rewards. Cloth. Wine. Sweet. Increased company capacity, increased travel speed. Salary cost reduction ist wahrscheinlich nicht verkehrt, oder? Renown level 5. Let's see. Okay. General. Expeditions Alchemy. Cost 1. Primary effect, restore all bleed out points, lose 25 HP. Receive extra resource drops for the rest of the dungeon. Ooh. Recover HP. Earn 10% bonus XP, recover morale. More gold for the rest of the mission, recover ability. HP of non-boss enemies are reduced. Lose 25% max HP. Divide morale equally among all party members. Recover HP by 10%. Undo. 20 morale, 10 HP per point of a moral lost. Recovery HP 10%. Review the location of your primary objective. Advance time to the next time modifier. Okay. Expeditions. Provision capacity for missions is increased. Receive a 10% discount on provision purchased from the merchant. Can now provide medium health and moral potions. Stimulants now available. 60% Refund, 90% Refund. Das ist gut. Decrease interruption chance by camping by 10, 25, 50%. Max scouting distance increase from 2 to 3, 3 to 4 tiles. Spend 20 points while camping. Improve perception when scouting. Increase your ambush chance. Reduce the chance, okay. Capacity-Erhöhung brauchen wir erstmal nicht, glaube ich. Glaube, ja, entweder Travel Speed auf der Oberwelt ist, glaube ich, am sinnvollsten. So. Dann mal eine Runde ins Inn. Ein Tag, okay. Paralancer Valkyrie Guardian. Die hat mich tatsächlich nicht so umgehauen, die Valkyrie, muss ich sagen. Marketplace. Hier haben wir endlich ein bisschen was. Average Selling Price 18. Aber das müssen wir noch nicht sellen, glaube ich. Oder finde ich zumindest. Erstmal brauchst du Armor, ne? Meine gute. Ah. Ein mehr Move und ein mehr Speed und Evasion. Level up Mella auf Epic Value. I see. Aber ist Code of Plates -5, -1, -2, 0, 0, -1. Okay, I see. Kostet wie viel? 548. Das ist ein bisschen teuer leider. Sieht's denn mit Weapons aus? 70. Gibt's einen Undo-Button? Nee, gibt's nicht. Okay. Dann haben wir jetzt Money gewastet, I guess. Oder? Würdest du zumindest mal vermuten. Offhand. Relics, Material. Making herbs and supplies for treating the sick. Okay. Hier. Einmal equippen, bitte. Oh, hier können wir sie. She, them, he, him. She, her, they, them. Okay. She, her, base, female 2. Achso, das ist nur das Bild quasi. Not too bad. Hm. Ich hoffe, da werden dann auf Dauer noch mehr Outfits reinkommen, aber sonst. Okay, cool. Kann also auf jeden Fall die Charakter schon, oder man kann die Charakter anpassen, ist nice. Was ist mit dir? Du hast Gear, ne? Ja, das Adventurer Sword. Du hast zumindest ein bisschen Gear, das ist doch schon mal ganz gut. 7 days until she's well rested. 46 days. Ah, okay, das kommt einfach quasi über Zeitverbrauch dann. I see. Dann verlassen wir erstmal die Stadt. Wo sollen wir denn jetzt hin? $550, okay. Ah, da. Okay. Dann machen wir das doch gleich mal. Wir beide und Liselle. Device Party. Scouting Report. Ah, Nalbis, Spectral und Demons. Okay. Nehmen wir mal 2 von mit. Könnte doch ganz gut sein, nützlich sein. You notice a stone block on the ground that doesn't match the surroundings. It looks out of place and doesn't belong. Upon further examination, it seems to be some sort of trap, some rob. Armored. Stop for a moment, overcome by a strong feeling that someone or something is watching you. Probably nothing. Check the area. The party fans out with eyes peeled and weapon ready, but a quick search of the area turns up nothing and clears your mind of any worries. Mind playing tricks on you, boss? Still, it doesn't hurt to be careful. Let's press on. Haha, Combat. So. Start that shit. Du wartest mal. Du wartest auch. Eigentlich wartet ihr alle, dass die einmal gemoved sind. Das ist doch schon besser. Wait. Wo heil dich mal selbst? Stehen alle zusammen, ne? Das ist natürlich unlucky. Boah, dann erledige den. Sweet. Wait. Ist in Ordnung. Sehr schön. Ach, du krittest auch noch. Sau. Wie lange hält sowas denn an, Bleed? Das ist eine Sache, die ich noch nicht ganz raus habe. Weil es scheint ja irgendwann zu verfallen. Oh, ein bisschen Scrap. Sweet. Deadly Contraptions, okay. And nothing. Wie schade. Round the corner to find a young man slumped against the wall, barely consciousness, with blood pooling around him from a wound in his guts. He looks up at you through pained eyes. Thank the gods, I was beginning to think no one would find me. I was attacked by some beast, only just managed to get away, though not quickly enough. That wound looks bad, I say we help him. This should help for a while, at least long enough to find yourself a healer. I'll escort him to safety, the rest of you should wait here. It's a shame we didn't arrive in time to save you, kill and loot him. I'm sorry, but we can't afford to waste resources on a lost cause. You need a miracle to survive that wound. Ich will ihm aber eigentlich keine Potion geben. Und die sind merciful und honorable, really? Dann lassen wir ihn mal so alleine. No, wait, please, you can't just leave me here. This doesn't feel right, boss. You signal your troop to continue, leaving the injured man behind in fate's hand. His strange voice pledging after you for a while. So, jetzt können wir campen, oder? Genau. Restore Vitality. So. Das sieht doch eigentlich... Cover AP bei 25%. Beiden haben eigentlich auch ganz gut. Jo. Machen wir das Ganze doch so, würde ich sagen. Oder? Könnten natürlich auch das machen. Können die beiden Wache halten? Ja, machen wir so. Nice. Und da ist der Combat. Honest, ich glaube, wir ziehen uns mal hier hinten zurück, ha? Overwatch, wie viele Uses hat das? 2. Ne, Volley 3. So, mach das mal. Du wartest, du wartest. Sweet. Nice, nice, nice. Erstmal wieder hier. So. Nutz mal den Pillar. Oh. Interesting. Schieß auf den. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Kannst hier rumlaufen, oder? Ja. Unglücklich. Aber so gibt's einen ordentlichen Treffer. Bam. Master Mage kommen auch noch ran. 81% Chance zu treffen, okay. Du wartest mal ab. Das war nicht gewollt. Danke, Spiel. Dann kill du ihn. Ach, Mann. Sweet, Level up. Conviction, Increase Defense and Morale. Was ist denn Defense an und für sich? Percentage of Damage Reduction und Insight, Critical Damage and Perception. Perception helps to detect traps and secrets in addition to towering the chance of being ambushed in combat. Okay. Power ist was? Damage of basic attacks into the potency of unique class abilities. Okay. Weapon Damage plus Insight plus Conviction. Ah, okay. Insight plus Conviction mal 2. Moment, das heißt, das sind 10, 20. 22 mal 2, also 44, korrekt. Ja, dann passt das sogar mit ihrer Weapon Damage. Das ist doch mal ein Game. Wunderschön, dass es dir hier auflistet, wie das funktioniert. Finesse plus Mind durch 4, ja, okay. So, aber das wären doch dann mit 2 Punkten mehr. 22, 24 mal 2, oder? Also 48. Ah. Ja, stimmt, das müssten ja dann 4 sein, logisch. Safeguard oder Dawn? Was macht Dawn? Target gains 10 Speed. Erhöht die Range, Charge, Radiant Dawn. Generates 2 Radiant Stacks from the Guardian's passive ability. Okay. Increased Range, ein Charge mehr. Was ist denn mit den Guardians? Ah, passive. After using 3 abilities, the Guardian's Holy Conviction showers a random adjacent ally with light, cleansing their negative conditions. Okay. Das wäre Dawn und das ist... Increase the damage shield strength, range, charts, channel speed, protection. Ah, okay. Ha. Ich glaube, ich gehe hier aber eher... Das... So. So. Was haben wir hier? Eine Potion mal für sie. Your foes are now well aware of your presence and have prepared. Increased chance of ambush in remaining encounters by 10%, okay. Start Combat. Du wartest mal. Du auch. Interessante Pfade, die ihr da wählt. Ne, gerade eigentlich nicht. Benutzt mal den Overwatch, ja. Sweet. Sweet. Du kannst den töten. Kannst kurz warten. Safeguard, nein. Ach, das ist die Moral, ne? Ah, sie darf nicht heilen, ey. Dass man mit Rechtsklick nicht die ausgewählte Aktion abbrechen kann, ist schade. Ich hoffe, das ist so ein Quality of Life Ding, was sie noch nachbringen werden. Go, war mal die Area. The path ahead is blocked, filled in with rubble by a recent cave, and clearing the way won't be easy. Blast the block with magic. This might prove risky. Ah, wir nehmen die 6 Turns. Ging ja jetzt nicht anders. Und da ist auch schon der dritte. Much needed break. We take a moment to gather our bearings before we push onward. Gain a slight break from the march of time. Interesting. Addon holds up his hand and freezes, eyes raised to the crumbling ceiling, which looks ready to give way at any moment. The glances back at you for direction. Avoid any sudden movements. One by one, your companions move with care and slowly edge clear of a hazard. You regroup on the other side. Sweet. Hier, dann schauen wir uns nochmal um. Another combat. Sieht eigentlich gut aus. Overwatch. Wait. Warte auch. Ah, wunderbar, das ist doch schon mal ganz nett. Wollen wir ihn erledigen? Hm. Heil dich selbst. Macht das viel Unterschied? Dealing fire damage equal to 20% burn can stack up to 3 times. Ah, okay. Na gut, dann burnen wir ihn auf jeden Fall mal. Ah, warte mal ab. Fueled by fire, plus 5% fire damage. Ah. ...204 Damage. Ei. So. Diese Viecher sind echt ätzend, diese... Wie heißen die? Ich weiß gerade nicht, wie sie heißen. Bitte den. Ah, da hätte ich erst die Katze killen sollen, oder? Da hätte ich erst die Katze killen sollen. Was haben wir denn da? Demon's Blood. Oh, nice. Das bringt Money. Schon mal ein netter Anfang. Enemy Preparations. Okay. Nochmal 10% Ambush Chance. Ist der Ausgang? Moment, was war die Legend? Ah, nee, das Objective. Okay. Ocean. Für ihn. Ich habe noch einen Heal, ne? So. A foul stench begins to pervert the air around you, growing more potent with seemingly every step forward. Yurik glances your way with a disgusted look twisted upon their face, trying not to gag. What the hell is that? Demons? I've never known demons to emit such an odor. You shake your head unknowingly, continue onward until you come to a larger chamber. Everyone stops dead in their tracks, twisting away and raising an arm to cover their faces from the revealed source of the smell. In front of you, fly-ridden body parts lay strewn across the cavern floor. Severed arms, legs and heads, which once belonged to man, though it's hard to imagine so now. Oh, jetzt habe ich schon wieder diesen Schluck auf. Goddammit. Stimmt an der Position, wie ich sitze oder so. This must be the missing Vanguard party. Poor souls. Yurik approaches one of the bodies, least desecrated, but jolts back in shock when the assumed corpse begin coughing, blood spewing from his mouth. Gods, he's still alive. They scan the man with disbelief, who remains little more than a head attached to torso. The soldier looks to you and struggles to speak, choking on his own blood between racked breaths. Demons, they overwhelmed us. Leave me, close the breach. We should end this torment. Even the greatest healer could not save him. Yeah, let's put an end to his suffering. Er hat seinen Job getan. So. Okay, hier ist das nächste Objective dann. A mysterious light flickers erratically up ahead, accompanied by the sound of an unnatural humming that can only be described as evil in nature. You approach the breach, a swirling vortex of dark energies, and peer into its center, wondering what lies on the other side, and resisting the sudden urge to find out. Have you ever seen such a thing? It's almost beautiful in a way, terrifying more like. Let's not forget why we come here. Right. The breach seemed to suddenly grow in intensity, unseen forces pushing you all back like wind from a hurricane. It surges on, and from the center of the swirling mass, shadowy figures begin to take shape and pour outward. Eden steadies themselves and unsheaths the weapon, shouting out with warning. Demons, prepare yourself. Der Typ da ist der Boss, I guess. Da oben durchkommen? Maybe, huh? Marked for death heist, takes 20% more damage from all attacks. Okay. Overwatch War. Who sells? Das basically, sie kann hier stehen bleiben. Du kannst warten. Conduct. Okay, was macht dieser Boss jetzt wieder? Culling Blades. Aha. All adjacent player characters take at the end of a round. Okay. Wait. Zudem bin ich auch adjacent, ne? Muss halt legit laufen. Gibt's einfach nicht. Mach mal einen Turn nach hinten. Ah, die kriegen alle unendlich Attacks. Okay, I see. Die steht da zum Glück nicht daneben, aber cool ist die Sache trotzdem nicht. Das ist ein guter Hit. So. Cool ist die Sache trotzdem nicht. Moment, use item. Nee, das funktioniert auch nicht. Ah, komm. Ich will nicht, dass mein Archer stirbt. Genau so. Geh mal hierher. Ach, ist das eine dreckige Nummer. Ist das eine dreckige Nummer? Außer! Und wieder einen verloren. Ah. Ärgerlich. Und Level Up. Sweet. This new ability to unlock. Ah. Strong health and 15 moral to the occupant over the next 3 turns. Place for terrain. Move a target safe or single ally, cleansing negative conditions and increasing speed by 10. Movement by 1. Glaube ich ganz gut. Unity to slow, root and stagger. Increased range charge. Raging Storm adds 2 additional lightning strikes. It's 1 strike charge. Unlock mal das. Increased damage. Potency. Ah, diesmal ist es nur einer, okay. Ja, Accuracy. So. With the last demon slain, everyone quickly turns their attention back to the breach itself, fearing the arrival of additional monsters. Hurry now, we won't survive another attack. Close the breach. Wasn't sure that would work. Yurik strolls over to you, smirking and placing a firm hand atop your shoulder. The circle's full of surprise, it seems. We should report back immediately. Yes, we really should. Ja. Erstmal auf zurück. Peering up into the darkened sky, you spot a flock of birds flying with heaven across your view. The black wings barely visible against the backdrop. Hard to believe it's morning. It is morning, right? Can't tell of late when the sky being so damn dark. Just then, a thunderous boom draws everyone's attention, bringing your cavalry to a swift halt. You fixate your eyes on the sound's direction, not sure what you're expecting to see. But staring intently nonetheless, the sky darkens further, now black as night, and a few people begin fumbling around trying to locate and light up torches. A terrifying otherworldly roar is heard in the distance, and moments later a dragon of indescribable size rips through the sky's very fabric and into full view. Dark energy scattering all around it, with wings flapping as it twists through the air. It descends towards the ground with alarming speed, skirting across the land. In a direction opposite yours, much to everyone's relief. Oh yeah. Okay. Die Drachen sind also auch angekommen. Oh, sogar mit Animation und allem. Sag mal so, das sieht aus, als wenn es dem Dorf da nicht gut getan hat. Und die Animation ist ein bisschen unflüssig, oder? We should press onward to Andelion and consider ourselves lucky that they choose not to attack this region. There will be more void spawn in the Dragon's Wake, however, and the Vanguard may require further assistance. Oh, Moment. World events. The dragon has attacked Grey's Wolf. Ah. Active mission. Ah, das ist noch die Campaign, okay. Enter the city. First and foremost. Your mission was a success, I gather. I could use some good news. The breach is closed. Well, that's one less very fast. I'm grateful, truly. Tell me, was there any sign of a party I had sent? They didn't make it. Dead then. That's unfortunate. They were good soldiers. Were you out there when the dragon arrived? Caused a downright panic here in the city. People trampling over each other in the darkness. Scrambling to get to the underground shelters. All for naught in this case. You never do get used to it. Thankfully, it appears to have set its sights elsewhere. We've already more than enough to contend with here as it stands. If there's more to be done, we're ready. There is indeed. A horde of void spawns are approaching the city and will be here within a matter of days. Unfortunately, much of our forces are occupied elsewhere and cannot be recalled in time. The city guard will, of course, be getting involved, but I would not say no to extra help. We are ready. I'm glad to hear it, and of course, before I forget it, here's your payment for the previous job, with more yet to come should we survive this ordeal. We're preparing our defenses just outside the city. Meet me there when you're ready, but don't take too long. We haven't much time before those bastards are up on us. Go to company upgrades. Was haben wir bekommen? Spice und Iron. Low demand in region. Ah. Ein weiterer Company-Punkt. Merchant Discount, die scheinen echt wichtig zu sein, die Provisions. If you have an injured character, you must admit them to a city's infirmary in order for them to recover. They will remain in that location until fully healed. Upon which time they will rejoin your company. Severe injuries require immediate care in order to avoid permanent injury or death. It will cost 51 and take 30 days. Wow. ...30 Tage, das ist heftig. S-Sword Level. Guardian, Pyrolancer, Guardian. Alles Guardians. Nehmen wir noch eine Valkyrie mit. Dann Pyrolancer. Ich hätte jetzt wahrscheinlich eher auf die Stats auch schauen sollen, aber gut. Vier Tage. Okay. Neue Rekruten? Nee. Jetzt wäre natürlich die Frage, ob die sich resetten, wenn man einfach den Ort verlässt. Weapons. Usable by Guardians. Okay, das bringt mir nichts. Oh, wir konnten den Hunting-Bau recovern. Witzig. Mhm. Offhand. Relics nix. Material. Machen wir die Lever Scale und den mit. Hier. Lever Scale. Und das. Was hast du denn für Gear hier? Weapon, Clove Wraps, ne? 50 Damage. Und war das mit diesem Standard-Gedöns? 45. Das ist gar nicht mal so ein krasser Unterschied, I guess. Okay. Kann man speichern? Ja. Create a new save file. Hier, das ist mein Testgame, das kann man eigentlich auch löschen. Delete. Save. Day 70. Wo kann ich denn? Kann ich irgendwo die genauen Tage sehen? Da. Day 70. Ja. Dann. It's some fine work. Should slow him down anyway. I hope it's enough. We will find out in short order, I suppose. I will entrust this position to your company. I've left a few of my men under your command. It is imperative that those demons are not allowed to breach the city. Good luck. Gut. 300 Gold nur. Oh, aber wir haben Allies. Okay, das ist doch schon mal gut. Ihr beide kommt mit. Du kommst mit und... Wer von euch beiden hat mehr HP? 385? Du, ne? Dann kommst du auch mit. Wobei, wie hoch ist denn... 13,5? Und bei dir? Ist noch kein so großer Unterschied, ne? Nehmen wir die Gruppe. Ist wahrscheinlich... Ja, es sieht aus wie... Wellenkampf, ha? Nee, du dahin, du hier. So. So, dann wartet mal, lasst sie mal ein bisschen rankommen hier. Komm, geh doch einfach weg. So, was könnt ihr denn? Könnt nur angreifen, ne? Aber das ist besser als gar nichts, to be honest. Target self was cleansing and increase speed by 10 and by 2. Was haben wir hier? Wait. Ah, genau. sich garden. Den einmal erledigen. Ah, ja. Da kommen neue dazu, okay. In Ordnung. Wie viel AP haben die denn? Gar nicht so viel, ha? Jetzt da mal so eine Fire Trap. Hier hin. Ja, doesn't matter. Den eigenen Mann kann man schon mal treten. Ich meine, im Zweifel kann ich healen. So. Hmm. Kommt ein Dread Knight. Finde ich uncool. Du warte mal. Du warte auch. Okay. Okay. Nee. Auf dich ist es auch drauf, ne? Hm. Dorthin. Der ist stunned. Ja, ihn. So. Nee, eigentlich brauchen wir das nicht, oder? Wir können einen normalen Hit machen. Wo ist der da oben, ne? Prison Ghoul. So. Heimer den. Ach, da kommt noch so ein dreckiger Dread Knight. Okay. Nur 5 HP? Achso, er hat sich quasi geheilt, um ihn zu... Er hat sich getötet, um ihn zu heilen. Ja? Okay. Das Ding ist immer noch da. So. Katze mag ruhig angreifen. Ah. Hm. Aha. Daran lag es nicht. Ah. Meine Sound-Settings haben natürlich wieder rumgesponnen, deshalb war alles weg. Ah. Okay, okay. Okidoki. So. Gut. Dann lag es tatsächlich nicht am Spiel, sondern an meinem Setting. Denn ihr habt mich auch nicht gehört in der Zeit. Das ist natürlich kacke. So. Also starten wir das Ganze mal und machen so schnell wie möglich weiter. So, continue. Zum Glück, da das Game keine massiv aufwendige Grafik nutzt, haben wir hier natürlich kurze und schnelle Ladezeiten. As you are escorted into the garrison main quarters, the officer raises a brow at your arrival. Standing from his seat, he gestures you forward before stepping to a cabinet at the side of the room, gathering up 2 bags of coins from within. He paces back and places them in your hand. As promised, 300 gold for your service. You've been a tremendous help these past weeks. We won't soon forget the sacrifices you made. Now then, if there's nothing else, I still have a few matters I must attend to. Because you use more help with the Voidspawn. You've done more than enough in my book. We'll manage the rest, don't worry. Although, once the situation clears up, might I suggest taking your company north towards Fort Vanguard? Our order's been planning an important mission, and from what I understand of it, could use all available help. You might want to bolster your numbers first, but if you decide to go, do tell the commander that I sent you this way. Thank you, we'll look into it. Cloth und Grain. 100 Gold. Sweet. Our reputation with the locals. Marketplace. Okay, 44. Ah, nee, das machen wir nicht hier, oder? So. Erstmal kriegen meine Jungs und Mädels hier ihre Rast. Die haben sie sich verdient. So. Oh, buy around. Ah, warum nicht? Guardian, Stormcaller, Hunter, Valkyrie. Hunter könnte man auch mitnehmen. Yes, please. So, Marktplatz. Yes, please. Dann brauche ich noch eine Armor für sie. Nehmen wir die einfach mit. So. Infamy. Noch 14 Tage. Eieiei. What's the active mission? Keine? Okay, You set out along the main road, leaving the city of Andilang behind. You glance back at the rest of your caravan. The looks of a proper company begin to take shape, a marked improvement from when you arrived a few weeks prior. Still, it's a far cry from the numbers and wealth you once possessed. From the rear of the caravan, you didn't settle alongside. It will take some time to rebuild it all, sir, but we'll get there. Those jobs in Andilang couldn't have gone much smoother. We are now more than ready to begin hunting down those traitors. Did you learn anything in town? I did, in fact. A few sources told me that members of a Black Skull were seen in the city just prior to our arrival. Could have been a coincidence, or they could have been in league with Thorin and the rest. A group of hard bastards, from what I've heard. Certainly wouldn't put it past them. Indeed, we'll need to be sure of their involvement before picking a fight with them, however. As it stands, their numbers and resources are far beyond yours. We can worry about them later. Right, Caelum mentioned that our traitorous friends went their separate ways after securing the reward from him. Along with everything they stole, they would have more than enough to retire on were they so inclined. I don't know about the others, but Daemon always spoke fondly of Renown. Reckon that's as good as a place as any to start looking. If you can find him, he might be able to shed some light on Gedrick as well. No leads on his whereabouts then? Afraid not, boss. I can only hope the boy escaped. He's a resourceful lad, might even be better off away from the mercenary life, truth be told. Still though, I need to know what happened. We have our destination then. We may want to pick up a contract or two along the way, however. We could use the coin, and a few more recruits wouldn't hurt either. Sound advice. Jetzt die Stadt betrete. Habe ich natürlich hier nichts, ne? A void bridge has been robbed. If not taken care of, the country could be swarming with void spawns. Buy price plus 10% sell price, 25% sell price for food, ale, wine, increased trade goods quantity. Search for answers in Railheim, travel speed. Circle of a Magi, da kann man aber nicht hin, ne? So, da muss man wahrscheinlich erst die Reputation haben, ne? 10 Tage, aber man kann nicht einfach so wandern, hä? Noch maximal nur 10 Tage campen. Ja, dann machen wir uns nach Rainelheim. Und der Drache greift das nächste an. Das sieht nicht gut aus. Das sieht nicht gut aus. The scourge has ended. There will be many people trying to rebuild in the wake of its dragon's attack. We could look for some potential job opportunity. Ah, okay. Aber erstmal wollen wir nach Rainelheim, nicht wahr? Ja. Enter the city. You enter the city and begin to settle in stabling your horses, making accommodation for your companies. As you walk the streets and familiarize yourself, you feel the eyes of civilians upon you. No doubt suspicion of your arrival, Alaric calls out from behind you, Uric at his side, both returning from an afternoon of questions. The locals. We've made inquiries into Daemon's whereabouts, but folks here seem pretty tight-lipped. Most Nuren aren't too fond of outsiders, a culture of people from the northern hold. Dare I say we've experienced worse welcomes though. We can't exactly afford to bribe them, so if we want their help, I suspect we will have to earn it. There's a few jobs we could take on that would go a long way to gaining their trust. Very well, we could use the coin anyway. Merchant convoy to Terham. A civilian has gone missing. What can I do for you? I'm told you're in need of help. Ah, that my worthless husband has gone missing, or maybe he's finally left for good this time. He was heading out of town to meet a trader we sometimes deal with, and he's long overdue to return. I just want to know what happened, one way or another. If you do find him, please make sure he gets home, or at least returns the coins he took with him. Sweet. Machen wir. Hello there friends, I hope you are here about a job. I represent a group of merchants and requiring one of an armed escort to Terham with business there to conduct, you see. We see you there safely. Okay. Excellent news, and no need to worry about bringing us back. We'll be staying in Caelum until winter passes. Okay. In jemand fatigued? Huntress Guardian, okay. Wir haben eh nur eine Größe von 8. Was sagt der Marktplatz so? Pitchfork. Traveler Stuff. Armor. Ist ein bisschen zu teuer alles. 75, 140. Ah, okay, weil wir keinen Reputationsbonus kriegen, ha? Okay. Dann lassen wir erstmal die Stadt. Point of Interest. Terham. Yes. Yurik has rejoined after rejoining the company. Here are my new contract terms I'd like you to look over. Für 3 Jahre, ja. Ist einfach sinnvoller, es spart auf Dauer einfach mehr Geld. I'm afraid I have nothing to sell right now, if that's what you hear. We're looking for a man. He and his wife run a tavern back in Raelheim. I believe you had business with him. Ah, of course. I'll be honest with you, he was with another woman. Didn't seem like he planned on heading back to Raelheim either. They bought a few things and moved on, but that was weeks ago now. She won't be glad to hear that, but at least she'll know the truth. Aye, she's a good woman, certainly deserves a better husband. He's always been trouble, and from what I've seen, she's probably better off without him. I'll be off then. Das war's schon? Spannend. Wenn's das schon war? Easy Geld, easy money. Salary cost 745. Warum ist hier 237? Enter the city. You're back, what news? We spoke with a merchant and it seems as though your husband has run off with some woman. I suspected something of that nature. Good riddance, I say. The man was little more than a burden to me anyway. Thanks for looking into it. Ah, Medizin. Horse Training. So, dann lassen wir das Ganze mal. Das hier verstehe ich nicht ganz. Diese 237. The funds are running low. You need at least 745 to cover the cost of paying your company contract at the end of the year. Ah, ja. Das macht Sinn. Schauen wir erstmal intern. Great Allies, okay. Thank you for the escort. I doubt we would have made it without your help. Here's your reward. Okay. Passiert da einfach nichts? Passiert einfach nichts in der Umgebung, ne? Missing Hunter. We will find them. Sweet. Was haben wir hier noch? A barkeeper's husband. What can I do for you? I'm told you're in need of help. Ah, that, my worthless husband. Or maybe he's finally left. Ah, okay. Einfach nur dasselbe. Mal gucken, ob da diesmal ein anderes Outcome bei drin ist. Locate for missing hunters. To increase wildlife numbers near Tierham, a pair of hunters went out into the wilderness to try their luck. They haven't been seen in some time. An old friend of yours asked to find them. Okay. Das ist relativ weit weg, ne? Dann kümmern wir uns erst um den hier. Gucken, ob sich da was ändert. I'm afraid I have nothing to sell. We are looking, of course. I'll be honest with you, he's with another woman. I'll be offen. Okay. Das ist bisher, zumindest ist es jetzt zweimal derselbe Gedöns. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, enter the city. Wine, sweet. Market coin, buy price, sell price. Let's go to the marketplace. Material, davon brauchen sie nicht. 30 und so viel. Das bringt gut was. Das bringt gut was. Yep. Sah doch schon mal ganz gut aus. Short sword, usable by guardians. Offhand equipment. Relikte, Material. Schwert können wir uns gönnen. Meine Liebe. So. Und dann haben wir hier noch dich, ne? Genau. So. ...34 Tage. Dann erstmal zu der Stadt. Moment, wo kann ich denn? Genau, hier irgendwo konnte ich die Reputations sehen. Houses, Talion, Great Allies, sweet. ...128 für 3 Jahre. Yes. Mal schön weiter. Burenholt hat doch sicher auch ein paar Contracts für mich. Ah, 3 Stück sogar. Escort to Terham. Yes. Group of refugees needs escort. Safe. Okay. Once isolate up. Civilian needs help recovering something we currently lost. Achso, ich habe die Maximalanzahl an Aufträgen. Okay. Dann hierhin. Du, sie und... Ja, sie. Brightman, Nullbeat und Wellbeard, okay. Punkte über oder so? Nee, ne? 2 Potions, eine Bandage. Klingt gut, ja. Okay. First Combat. Target an adjacent enemy and tumble backwards. Okay, nee, das brauchen wir nicht. Achso, die hat die beiden Skills. I see. Wenn du hier hingehst. Constructed. Von hier aber nicht. Blinding Strike. Wait mal. Da mal so eine Trap rein. Hm? Oh. New shot. Sweet, danke, dass du da so reinlatscht. I see. Okay, so funktioniert das. Nice. So erledige den. Du triffst nicht, natürlich nicht. Das wäre ja auch zu einfach gewesen, nicht wahr? Wenn du noch triffst. So. Scrap Loot. So, Blast for Block. Ja. Okay, das provoked ein Fight dann. Unter Umständen. Okay, I see. I see. Oh. Er gibt dir aber schöne Ziele ab. The enemy has caught you by surprise and ambushed you. When ambushed, the deployment phase is skipped and your party acts last in the first round. By walking blindly into the enemy, you always run. Ja, okay. Sie wartet. Arc Lightning. Sweet. Ups, das war so nicht gedacht, aber... das mit dem Missclick-Movements ist noch... Man einen Blind-Hit so. Danke. Wait. Crit auch noch. Erledigt sich. Ihr sollt nicht missen, ihr sollt sie erledigen. So schwer ist das doch nicht, ihr Säcke. Eins. 2. Remaining Camp 0. Okay. Na dann. Oh. Das ging ja nicht anders dann. The chance of incurring an injury has increased. Okay. Warte mal eine Runde. warte auch mal eine Runde. Hm. Ah, nee. Du musst... Range hat das. 3. Hier hin, oder? Yes. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Das ist, wie ich das sehen möchte. Das ist nicht so ganz, was ich sehen möchte. So, und jetzt weg mit dem. Jawohl. Nice. Level 5. Choose a new ability. Pyromania. Empower an ally for 2 rounds, making the attack supply burn. Target 3 cells in any direction. Applying fire to lasts for the next 8 turns. Fire terrain applies burn and cleanses frozen. Damage up to 3 adjacent targets in an arc. Oh ja, das klingt gut. Burning targets are stunned for 1 round. Place a damage shield on self. Does not target allied units in 1 additional charge. Charge potency. Increased damage. Das klingt gut. Yes, please. Heatwave. Hier. Healed. Apply. Und dann nimm die Physik Points. Exfriede. Genau, attack of opportunities. Ranged barbed wire. Targets will take damage from the ability. Ah. Das ist eher so ein reiner Escape-Ding, hä? Eigentlich. Physik, increase critical damage, health and evasion. Finesse. Da kann man beides nehmen. So. Nothing. Unglücklicherweise. Oh, eine Chest. Lost time. 1 less unit of time required for each Dings. A small stack of crates. Search the crates. For each revolution on the time meter. Ah, I see. Da ist ein Battle. Okay, den machen wir auch. Du wartest mal ab. Ey. Warte erstmal ab. Gucken, was der Rest hier so macht. Pillar, Heatwave. Scheint relativ powerful zu sein, das Ganze. D-Wave, ne? Ist aber nicht du. Ist aber erst nach denen, ne? Aber maybe kann ich die hier im Track festhalten. Oder die mit Infernal Pillar einfach töten. Warum nicht? Warum nicht, ne? Scheint hassen die Feuer. Another chest. Search for body. Small heal potion, received a bandage. Sweet. So. Da ist sogar schon das Endergebnis. Your fierce growling and the vicious sounds of snapping teeth coming from up ahead. Your companions quicken their pace and you turn a corner to see a man standing high on a rock formation. Frantically waving a torch back and forth, the only thing keeping the gathering of creatures beneath him at bay. He spots your party and yells out with a strained voice. Please help me, I'm completely surrounded. So the hunter has become the hunted, hä? Moment, das da ist ein größerer, oder? Sekunde. Der da. Ein Ancient. Okay. I would say. Yes. Wait. Warte auch. Lass die alle mal einen Move machen. Der letzte bitte auch noch. Geht nicht mehr in Position. Schade. 50% auf dem, ha? So, dann einmal das Arc Lightning da rein. Und hier hin. Und hierher. Blind den. Vier Anwendungen. Quite a lot. Moment. Aber dann ist hier besser. Ja, das Entangle, damit lässt sich arbeiten. So, dann einmal hierher bitte. Yes. Einmal den dicken da blind. Ich muss den erledigen, ne? Nice. What happens there? Es war einfach nur eine fancy Animation, okay. Ach, dammit. Jetzt stirbt. Danke. Haben wir eine Bandage, noch ein bisschen Geld. 2 points. Conduct. Channel speed, potency, charge. Increased range. Here, applied. Critical damage and perception. Crit chance. In general hätte ich gerne mehr. Confirm it. Yes. I was beginning to think only the gods could save me. Thank you. Weren't there 2 of you? They overwhelmed us. I only just got up to that rock in time. God's what I'm going to tell his wife. Whole thing was my idea in the first place. We should see to those wounds of you before we do anything. Gain +10 with the citizens of Turenhold. Thank you, friends. Let's get out of here. Ein bisschen Grain. So. Auf nach Turenhold. Achso, ich habe die alle completed, hä? Was Interessantes an Weapons? Nur wieder ein Short Sword, hä? Oh, Moment, Stormcaller, bist das nicht du? Yes. Interesting. Sell price 90. Okay. Armor. Often. Nee, relics, nee, material. 28. Nee, okay. Moment. Guess I have to. Moment. Du. Hier. Marktplatz, Waffen 90. Und Material. Oh, mal 5, so. Dann auf nach Terhan. Up ahead, one of your outriders was returning to the caravan with some haste. Sir, our scouts report a bandit blockade up ahead. We could try and go around, but it would slow us down. What are your orders? I say we take him head on, boss. Make ready to attack. Warum auch nicht, ja? Sehe ich jetzt keinen Grund, es nicht zu tun. To be honest. Scout, Marksman, Backstabber, Enforcer. Kommen wir doch mal hier runter. So. Das ist Deathmark, oder? Ja. Okay. Let's do the skewer. Targets 2 cells in a row, dealing piercing damage. If a single target is 2 cells away, they will be pulled forward. Grant target 50 power and 1 movement for one restores 5 moral to yourself and your target. Was für Abilities hattest du denn? Mich nicht so umwerfen. Also, hierhin. Oh. Wollt ihr meine wirklich nette Valkyrie so nerven? War keine coole Sache. Kill mal die. Okay, das ist alles okay. So. Oh, hau. Oh, hauaha, oh, hauaha. Das ist aber wichtig für aufs Maul jetzt. So. Stecht sie alle ab. Ah, come on. So. Eine Bandage. Das ist ja traumhafter Loot. Ich meine, es gibt XP, ne? Yearly rate at 126, yes. Und weiter. Was sind diese 338 in Klammern? Hat 88. Ich weiß nicht, was das ist, was sich da ansammelt. Sweet. Pelts. Nice. Oh ja, in your depth. Natürlich seid ihr das. So, reduzieren wir mal die Salary. Von 700 irgendwas auf 686. Das ist schon mal gar nicht so schlecht. Oh, Noble Auftrag, hä? For Nobles need help with a Void Spawn. Items from a nearby town. Okay. Was sagt denn das in so? Guardian, Stormcaller, Valkyrie, Pugilist. Pugilist war Price and Close. Fist Train Supreme. Ah, das ist dieser Fistfighter, okay. Ah, das ist das Maximum, was man aktuell erreichen kann. Scheint so, ha? Genau, Level 4. Okay. Cities, Factions, bla bla bla. Okay. Marketplace, Waffen. Armor, auch nichts Umwerfendes. Alles nicht so spannend. Okay, nehmen wir an. Und für den Noble gehen wir auch Voidlinge jagen. Eradicate Void Spawns und der andere ist Eros. Ah, da soll ich Parfüme kaufen, ja. Okay. Gehen wir noch Void Spawn jagen für heute. Jupp. Ist halt immer noch ein Early Access Game, ne? So. 2 Potions, eine Bandage. Kostet mich insgesamt wie viel? 127, okay. Das ist halt irgendwie Verlustgeschäft bisher immer. Und wie man Campfire bekommt, weiß ich auch nicht. Erstmal gleich im Combat. So. Wartet einfach mal. Das ist ein Dread Knight. Da ist so ein Flare, da ist auch noch so ein Flare. Okay. So. Aber die sind immun gegen 4 und so, ne? Ja. Okay, Erledige die mal, erledige die. Na, Guard einfach nur. Und dann kannst du den erledigen, nicht wahr? Yep. Ah, 3 Ability Points. Wie war das mit dem Blinding Strike? Corrupt Channel. Blinding. Duration, eine Runde mehr, das klingt gut. So, Schaut nochmal in die Richtung. Ruhe. Can we make use of any of this? This one's still good life in it, I reckon. Received clove wraps. Excellent, let's carry on. Jetzt ein Combat, okay. Können wir auch wieder eigentlich hier hinten deployen, oder? Erstmal abwarten. Schauen, wie die sich so aufstellen. Nice, ein schöner Crit. Sweet, sweet. So. Der Pillar. Wie lange würde das dauern? Endturn, ne? Okay. Aber, to be honest, das ist in Ordnung. Guard. Feuerimmun? Ja. So, erledige den. Sweet. Warte mal. Warte auch mal. Und weg mit ihm. Huntress Level 3. For 2 rounds, all attacks will inflict bleed on her target. Was kann denn noch Charge? Crit Damage. Okay, Crit in her. Crit Chance. Tranquilizer Arrow. While Honus active arrows inflict sleep instead of bleed. Okay. Rapid Fire loses 2 arrows at a single enemy if a target dies from a first shot, the second hits the nearest enemy within range. At a range, dialing it in. Eieiei. So, was haben wir hier? True Side. Mark a target for 2 rounds. Increase a critical damage by 25 and all attack range by 1 for 2 rounds. Hand. Gain 1 additional charge. Mark duration of a target is increased. Restore morale. Critical damage is buff duration is increased. Charge. Ist das nicht dasselbe? Ach nee, sie bufft sich selber und mag das Target. Ah. Hierdurch bleibt das Target länger und hierdurch der Buff. Kinda like that. Wobei Rapid Fire auch nicht verkehrt ist, ne? Beides interessante Attacken. Beiden in Kombination sind natürlich gut. Unlocken wir mal Rapid Fire. Crit Chance. Yes. So, das Scrap nehmen wir auch mit. You lost 1 weak ale, okay. Das ist mir aber eher egal, muss ich to be honest zugeben. Der nächste Combat. Hier hin. So, Runde Arclight. Dann... Ach nee, das ist die Trap. Hiller ist echt so viel stärker. Das sind Double Effects of Fueled by Fire. Da, 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 da. Da, da. Ein Peitschenhieb. Und dann ist auch sein Leben vorbei. Extra Health Potion. Sweet. I take it. Kann man gerade gut gebrauchen. Show me the way. Oh, der Bossfight. Lost time. They've certainly made themselves at home, haven't they? Hey, just don't touch anything. Fight it. Weil hier unten cooler ist, glaube ich. Let's start the combat. Schauen wir mal, wie die sich hier aufstellen. Ah, dieser Void Pull. I remember. Weg damit. So. Nee. Ich will immer Escape drücken für den ganzen Quatsch. Ist aber Quatsch, das zu machen. Hierhin. Mit dem Dread Knight den Blind. So. Ey, das tut weh. Dies tut in der Tat ziemlich weh. Infernal Pillar, oder? Yes. Corrupting Touch ist nicht so relevant. Und schottet den das? Ja. Okay, dann nimm das für ihn. Und den Pillar nochmal. Jawohl. So, gesamter Combat. Nice, Dämonenblut. Damned abominations, I think that may be the last of them. I say we head back and claim our reward from House Talrion. Aye, we just spent enough time in this place. Ja, hier, 16 Gold. 74 Gold. Also irgendwann wird's sicher worth, aber am Anfang nicht. So. Give them our best, for Howling Wolves is always at their service. Pelz. Sweet. Und 450 Money. Marketplace verändert? Bone Wand. For Stormcaller. 86. Da haben wir tatsächlich was Besseres. Armor. Rare Post. Oh. Ist gebonkert, meine Freunde. Rein bringt ja mal richtig Money. Tiles bringen auch Money. Das auch. Das auch. Das Grain auch. Aber leider nicht besonders viel schönes Material dabei. Rasten wir mal eine Runde. Sagen den Rekruten hier so. Nichts Interessantes. Novize. Pugilist, Guardian, Valkyries, Stormcaller. Ja, Stormcaller ist ja. Genau. Arc Lightning Conduit. Gedüt. Buddy, Kumpel, whatsoever. Ejeros. Laufen wir doch mal da runter. Noch kurz. Oh, ist Solace die. Ich glaube, Solace ist die Hauptstadt, ne? I guess. Weil die so einen Stern hat. Also es wäre möglich, dass das die Hauptstadt meint. Schauen wir mal. Enter the city. And over the payment. She counts to make sure all of pockets satisfied when pockets sweet. So. Was mit euch? Banishing the bills needs help carrying out some beef. Clearing out some beef. Ich sag mal so, würden wir effektiv spielen, würde ich das jetzt machen. Wobei die Frage ist, ob das effektiv ist, aber würden wir für Money spielen. Ich möchte aber noch eben schnell quasi mir das Ergebnis in der Hauptstadt angucken. Beziehungsweise ob die Hauptstadt sich unterscheidet von den kleineren Städten. A form of undead just overrides an unusual place to find the undead and necromancer spells. Ready the troops, we attack at once. Venture forth, kill the undead. Das ist tatsächlich ein Necromancer, hä? Soul Conjurer. Okay. Hier. Hier beide hier. Hat die gerade meine Max-Up hier runtergesetzt? Du Mistvieh, du. Ja, Crit muss er auch noch. That's what we want. Every round your maximum AP is reduced temporarily. Ah, I see. Ah ja, Enemies, die werden ja wieder belebt. Da war ja was. Hier hin. Und dann einmal so bitte. So. Und den. Den. Ah, zu weit weg, ne? Okay. Dann pausiere einfach eine Runde. Jetzt hau ab, kleines Skelett. Man muss echt die Leichen am Boden mit dem Revive noch finishen. Crazy Game, crazy. Kein Loot bekommen. Ärgerlich. Oh. Walk this way. Oh. Let me turn in this quest. Here's the reward I promised. 1264. That's a lot. That's a lot. Okay, weil es keinen direkten Reward dafür gibt, okay. Was sind Salary Costs? 743. Applied. Oh. So, und jetzt, auch wenn das absolut uneffektiv ist, rüber da. Enter the city. Blacksmith, Lost Possession. Okay. Marktplatz. Ah, die scheint zumindest ein bisschen besser zu sein, ne? Longbow. Okay. Offhand, Rotella, Relics haben sie auch nicht. Was? In der Theorie ein Rare Bow. Hunting Bow 70, Rare Bow 79. 3 Accuracy, 3 Crit, 4 Crit Damage, 1 Speed. Ah. Der ist sogar tatsächlich ziemlich gut. Kaufen wir schon mal. Pugilist, Pyrolancer, Pyrolancer. Okay. Aber für heute ist es das hier gewesen. Alle, die zugeschaut haben oder reingeschaltet haben, ich danke euch sehr dafür. Morgen geht's morgen oder übermorgen oder eventuell auch beide Tage, das muss ich erst zeigen, geht's mit Monster Hunter Worldfire. Ansonsten wünsche ich euch einen schönen Abend und gute Nacht. Ciao, ciao.